this sacred space. And welcome to this most sacred time in the Jewish year. I was listening to the music and was listening to the song, and the words that came to me were, here we go. This is real. So here we are. Here we are together tonight, about to cross a threshold. Really. To cross a threshold into a different kind of energy, really, a different kind of presence. 2 weeks from today, 2 weeks actually almost exactly to this hour, where we'll gather together in this space for the concluding moments of Yom Kippur. We are gifted 2 weeks. We are gifted 2 weeks to go a little deeper in our introspection. Bless you. You know, when somebody sneezes when you say something, it means that it's true. What you just said was true. So let me repeat it, because to me, I really see it as a gift. And we are given this time, these 2 weeks, to go a little deeper in our introspection, to go a little deeper in our self-questioning. Now, I don't mean to say that we need to fall back into our daily pattern of self-incrimination and fall into this negative self-talk that we were so good at, that we really have all year to practice. And we really don't need an extra 2 weeks to just do that. We do it often enough the rest of the year, but these 2 weeks are really about discovering for ourselves a new path ahead, like the song said. Discovering for ourselves a different kind of possibility for a different kind of future. And we do that by letting go of the baggage we have accumulated from years past, of all our anger, our resentment, our guilt, and whatever else we've been putting in that bag that we keep carrying from our past and bring it into our present. So one of the ways our tradition is helping us engage in this process, engage in this healing journey, is by offering us mo'adim. What in Hebrew is called mo'adim, which means holy time of gathering, holy convocations, holy days. So we come to these holy days, we gather as a community to, in fact, support one another as we each go on this journey, as we each involve ourselves, engage in this process. And there's something powerful to have all of us bear witness to each of our own process. That we affirm together as a community that this process, this journey, is a universal journey. And that's where the paradox of the High Holidays truly lies. That in many ways, we can only take or make that journey alone. We can only do the work on our own. But at the same time, we need each other to act as mirror to the self, to help us through our process. Because we affirm being here together that no, I am not the only one here that still brings and revisits and live with those old stories, those old wounds within. So, our tradition welcomes us into this process and gives us a theme, something to work from, something to begin with. And the theme is couched in the guise of a question. And the question is a very piercing, challenging question. The question is, what if you only had 1 year to live? What if you only had 1 year to live? That question actually is even embedded in the central prayer that we find through the High Holy Days called Unetane Tokef. In the prayer of Unetane Tokef, the question is asked, from these High Holy Days and until the next one, who will live and who will die? Who will be inscribed in the book of life and who will not? So the question is real. It is really part of what it is we are to engage with, wrestle with, through those 2 weeks we have. The Unetane Tokef also gives us pathways, also gives us steps to take. The Unetane Tokef tells us, Utshuva, Utfila, Utzdaka, Ma'avirim et Roa Agzera, which means true return. And we'll talk in a little bit about what that exactly might mean. True return, true and deep introspection, and right action are pathways to help us grow, evolve, heal into our lives, mend the pieces that are broken, finish what is yet unfinished, complete what is yet incomplete in our life, really as if we were to die within the next year, to complete our life. And the path it is giving us, is one of the deepest, most powerful spiritual paths there is. It's the path of forgiveness. Now, during the High Holy Days, we do this in 3 steps. Not 12, just 3. Step 1 is tonight. Step 1 is Slichot. Step 2 is Rosh Hashanah. That will be Wednesday night and Thursday during the day. And step 3 is Yom Kippur, 2 weeks from today, Friday night and Saturday all day. Tonight is Slichot. What do we do tonight? Because tonight the work begins. Tonight we come here to make a decision. We come here to get to a place in consciousness where we would be ready to make the decision. And the decision is that we are ready now to forgive those who have hurt us, caused us pain and suffering. We come to this place in consciousness tonight. We work towards being in that place where we are ready to make the decision that we will make amends to those we know we have hurt, we have caused pain and suffering to. And that's all that is required of us tonight, is to get to that place of consciousness where we are ready to do that. And then we have 2 weeks to actually actualize that decision. But nothing will start, nothing will happen until we have made that decision. Forget about the rest of the High Holy Days. If you leave tonight unwilling, unable to even consider being ready to make that decision, then I suspect that the high holidays will go right past you and you won't even notice it. Okay, maybe not, because we have great music coming up. Rosh Hashanah is self-forgiveness. Rosh Hashanah is a practice to let go of our need for our past to have been any different than it ever was. And in doing that, we let go of our need for our present, our current life, to be any different than it is. We let go of our need for ourselves and the people in our lives to be any different than they are. That's why it takes a little longer. We need a good 2 days for that. And then Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur is the place where we do the full kapara, which is where the name comes from. And kapara is a scrubbing. That's what it means. It's a scrubbing of the layers of anger, of resentment, of upset, of guilt that have come to cover and surround our heart like shells, klipot, as the Kabbalah calls them. And this is a scrubbing away of those layers so that we can let our heart open. And in that letting of our heart open, we make ourselves available to see more, to discover more possibilities, to carve a different path for our life. So even though the theme seems to be pretty dark, right? Wrestling with our mortality, the process is one of the most positive, life-affirming process that we can ever be a part of. So we begin. We begin right now. We begin together, not with gloom and doom, but we begin with sharing words of prayer that are there to help us express gratitude, gratefulness for the gift in our life, for the world we inhabit, for the natural world of which we are a part, for the miracle of life, the miracle of our life. We begin with the Hebrew on the top of page 3. We'll read together the Ashrei. We'll start with the Hebrew. Together. Ashrei yoshvei veitecha, od yehalelucha sela. Ashrei ha'am shekacha lo. Ashrei ha'am she'Adonai Eloheinu. Happy are those who dwell in your house, for their hearts sing praises in your presence. Happy are the people who choose what is. Happy are the people who see all creation as the expression of the One. The Psalm of David. How wondrous the ways you manifest, Holy One. How blessed your eternal name. Every day I find more opportunities to bless, in awe of your presence in my life. I sing with joy in the presence of being, within and without, everywhere and nowhere. Each generation praises the marvels of creation, bewildered by its magnificence. Anywhere I turn, I am surrounded by beauty. Words of wonder overwhelm me. Overpowering are the energies of your being that always draw me back to my center. The knowledge of your goodness enlivens me. Your righteousness stirs within me. You are gracious and merciful, endowing every soul with patience and love. Goodness is the source of all creation, compassion, the ground of all existence. I am moved with infinite gratitude, blessed by the grace of your being. In all my actions, I express thankfulness for all the blessings in my world. In every being, your presence awakens. Everyone beautiful and worthy. Your being fills all worlds, visible and invisible, time-bound and timeless. You are the love that uplifts the downtrodden, raises up the humiliated. All eyes see but your presence everywhere. You are nourishment in every moment. In opening our hearts to your being, you satiate us beyond our will. I walk in your footsteps when I act justly, for compassion is the fabric of creation. Closer than I can ever fathom is the eternal. You are the truth behind all experiences. You await at the end of all desires, beyond the chatter of the mind. You are the love that guards us along the way, that tears down the walls of our delusions. I will praise the Holy One, for in the heart of all beings is your name forever engraved. Va'anachnu nevarech ya, me'etav ad olam. Hallelujah. And we will bless the Eternal One, now and always. Hallelujah. So we'll continue with the song. The song is actually on page 9 of your prayer book. It's called Return Again. I wanted to talk about returning. What does it mean to return? The process in our tradition is called teshuvah. It gets translated as returning, but it is really about returning inward. We seek to shift our attention, our focus from the outer directed awareness to an inner directed awareness. What needs to happen now as we enter into these high holidays is to break the cycle of business as usual. We can't afford to leave the sanctuary and spend the next 2 weeks just like we spent the last 2 weeks, 2 months. We need to enter into this place, breaking the cycle of busyness. When we say return, in the song we say return again. And the word again is just as important as the word return, because the practice is to return again and again and again and again, to here, to now, to the truth of who I am, to the depth of my soul. And to do that, we really have to break the pattern of habits. We go unconscious when we simply follow our life's rituals. I had a friend actually whose entire practice was to change the order of his rituals, his daily rituals, every day. He would never brush his teeth in the morning in the same order that he did the day before. And that was really to train him to be present, to return again and again. How many of us just go completely unconscious for the first, hour, 2 hours, 3 hours of our day? Because we are on automatic and we do the same things over and over again, mindlessly. Return again is a call to stop our losing consciousness, to stop from being overwhelmed and mesmerized by the show, the movie that is so enticing, of all the stuff that is happening all around us. And it's like when you're watching that really, really good movie, and you're completely engrossed into it, you don't even know you're part of it, right? Well, this is when we lose consciousness. This is exactly what happens in our life. We're so engrossed in the doing that we forget the being behind all the doing. So that's what it means to return again and again. And this is really the practice of these holidays.